Sitting at a red light, trying to get past the idea that it's weird or looks strange to people outside my vehicle that I'm talking. But then I realize, one, who cares? They're driving past me. Odds are they're never going to see me again. Now, in town like this, it's a little bit different because I very likely could have colleagues driving past me and stuff, but no biggie. But the other aspect of it is, it doesn't matter because I could very well just be talking on the phone, like a hands-free Bluetooth phone conversation, or singing along to a song. And honestly, everybody does it. Either talks on the phone or sings, or even the crazy people that just talk to themselves for no reason, like me. So it doesn't really matter to me anymore. Still, there's still a little bit of a hump to get over, but for the most part, I'm not worried about it. Headed home to an empty house this afternoon. First afternoon coming home to nobody. And on the one hand, I'll be able to take my time in the bathroom, watch Jeopardy, and actually listen to it. All these things. It's two things, and they're very small things. Thinking about giving myself a haircut, trimming up this manly forest of a beard. It just needs to be trimmed and shaped a little bit better. It's getting a little out of control. Had 2 kids get kicked out of school today, just for the day. Well, one of them for tomorrow, but that was fun. One pushed a kid down at the bus stop, and his arm and leg were bleeding afterward. And the other grabbed a classmate by the neck and squeezed and shook the back of the neck. She wasn't like trying to choke him out or anything, but definitely left some red marks. And so as a result, not only did they miss a day of school, but they also don't get to go on the field trip that I talked about. And while it's unfortunate that they don't get to go, they knew the repercussions of their actions, and the lack of self-control led to the consequence. And hopefully, one, they'll learn something from this, but 2, I won't have any backlash from the parents. A lot of times, when something like this goes down, the parents call the school and complain and say, but this didn't happen, and it's like, you know what? Just punish your kid. Just punish them. Just let them feel the burn a little bit. Like, yeah, it's too bad they don't get to go. They would have had fun. But if they can't behave themselves at school, how in the world can they be expected to behave out in an area that they're unfamiliar with, where they don't have a routine? It's 100 times harder to keep control of students on a field trip than it is in school. And it's hard in school. My goodness gracious, especially this time of year. Whose idea was it to plan a field trip for the end of the school year? Psh, I don't know. Oh well. It's hot, folks. The air conditioning in our classrooms is not working. And so throughout the day it just gets hotter and stuffier and more uncomfortable. Ugh. It's gross. I hate it. So I get a swampy butt every single day. And I can kind of combat it by standing up so the sweat doesn't like pool and whatnot. But, get it? But. This one only has 1 T. When I'm standing up, my back is sweaty. And so I got sweat rolling down my back and soaking into everything that it falls into. So, it's just uncomfortable. Now, it's fine. My face isn't dripping. My armpits aren't like pooling up and sweating and leaving pit stains. But I would take that over the chance of having like a wet spot on my butt. So the students would just, they'd eat that alive. They would just pick up on that and rip me to shreds. Mr. Gilly, did you pee your pants? Or worse, did you poop your pants? Don't get me started on that topic. Not me. Another lovely little child in my class. 4th grade. Can't figure out how to wipe their own butt. Oh. Do something, Mom. Do something. Teach him. Her or her. Or her. Can't give you any clues as to who it might be. Because on the off chance that one of my students finds out about this channel and watches, they're going to know right away. And share it with their parents and all that stuff. And you know what? This may not be professional, but I am recording after my contract hours on my own personal device and uploading to a social media page, a YouTube channel, that has no school affiliation, so I have every right to give my own free speech. And I'm not giving any names. I'm trying my best not to reveal gender. And, to my knowledge, I've never told anybody on this channel where I actually work, or teach, or learn, or travel to every day. I have mentioned it is a central Illinois town, but central Illinois, depending on where in Illinois you are, is a very large place. To us that live in central Illinois, it's the middle third of Illinois. To those that live in Chicago, central Illinois doesn't exist because anything south of I-80 is southern Illinois. And to those in southern Illinois, central Illinois is much larger because the southerners want to claim just the tip. Just the tip. That's all they want. But on the off chance that one of my colleagues or students or former students or students' parents are watching this, hi. This is how I feel. And no, I'm not going to say it to faces. And if you find out, I'm more than happy to talk to you about it. But this is raw. This is how I feel. I expect more from adults and from kids. I'm not saying that kids need to grow up and stop acting like kids. But what I am saying is that they need to have a certain respect for authority and understand that they are not in charge of their own lives. They are not the decision makers. They are the rule followers. And when they don't, I'm going to let them know it. Whether it's passively or actively. You're going to know that I'm not satisfied with the way you are acting. And you're going to have some consequences. And whether that stops at my classroom door and there's no follow-through, which is the case more often than not, then so be it. But the second you come into my classroom again, I'm going to be right back on you. Because I expect more. I'm taking my time to teach you something I already know. You think you're bored? I'm twice as bored because I have heard the same information 150 different times. Not counting the repeats that I have to say over and over and over again. That's what's rough. That's the rough part, is that they just don't have any empathy or sympathy for that matter. There's no sympathy for the fact that I'm there too. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm tired, I want to do something fun, I want to play a game, which we did today, by the way. And you're there complaining about it. Well, if you stopped complaining and actually did what I said, there'd be more time for the fun stuff. But they just don't get it. They want the reward with no action. The people that do well are rewarded. The people that don't, you get ignored. You get passed over. You miss out on the fun opportunities, as 2 students found out today. But yeah, like I said, we played a game. We played the Oregon Trail. I introduced them to the 1992 version of Oregon Trail, which was produced and made public, 15 years before they were even born. And they loved it. It was a great time. They couldn't keep quiet enough. They couldn't talk at a reasonable volume. But every time somebody got dysentery, typhoid fever, you sure knew it. And no, they didn't even spend all their time hunting, which is what I used to do when I was their age. I just do the hunting. You get to click and kill the animals. Psh, it's better than that. But, fording the river or caulking the wagon and floating across or taking the ferry, do I give them full rations or meager or bare bones? It's a fun game, and it's very simple. It's not in your face, action, action, action. And they got enjoyment out of it. So, there's something to be said for that. We had fun doing it. I enjoyed it. I played along with them while they were playing. They all have it on their own individual computers, so they all got to play their own, got to name their characters, all that stuff. And once they got past the idea that there's really nothing beyond clicking continue or yes or no, they enjoyed it. They had a good time. So maybe we'll do it more often. They've also been asking me if we can go outside in the afternoons. And they usually ask me right after recess. And so, like with a typical dad joke or bad uncle joke or teacher joke, whatever you want to call it, I say, well, you were just outside. And then they go on and on, no, can we go outside later? And what is? I took them outside one time, outside of their scheduled recess, just to give them a little taste of, if you behave, this is what you can get. You can go play for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Take a break from learning. But on the other side, you got to be careful about giving that time, because approaching the end of the school year, they start to feel like you want to just go outside all the time. They're going to stop trying to work. And I can't afford that. Not with 28 days left of school. Can't afford them to lose track now. 10 days left, fine. We can get a little off track. I'm not doing anything new in those last 10 days anyway. We're going to the park. We're having snacks. We're watching movies. I got tenure after this year, ladies and gentlemen. My job security is good. Boom. Just got to make it through this year. I think I can do it. I really do feel like I'm coming into my own as a teacher. Am I everything that I wanted to be? The delusions of grandeur that I had going in? No, I'm not. And I'm by no means the most fun teacher. And I might not be the smartest. That remains to be seen. But I am pretty good, and I'm learning more and more about what it takes. Now, on the off chance that I find a new district to move into someday, years down the road, that might change, because what's expected here, both on the administrative level and what's needed at the student level, could be drastically different than, a different community, a different school system, a different administration. So that's the scary part about, thinking about possibly going to a new district, either closer to home or for more money or whatever. But honestly, and I can say this with 100% honesty, it is not about the money. You do not become a teacher because you're going to make bank. You don't. You become a teacher either one, because you really care about making a difference in kids' lives and preparing them for the future, or two, you want 3 months off a year and want to slough through the other 6. 9. I say 6 because with the breaks and weekends and early outs and stuff, there's about 2 to 3 months kind of thrown in there. It is a cush job, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. If you care about doing well, it will take time and energy and positivity and determination and all of these things. And I care. I do. I want these kids to succeed because they live in a community where success is downplayed. More families living off welfare than moms and dads that go to work every day. More single-parent households than concrete family units. And you can tell the difference. I guarantee you bring in anybody that has, no teaching experience, no classroom experience other than when they were in school themselves. They could walk into my classroom and point to the kids that live with one parent or the other. Or point to the kids that have both. It would be very easy to do. we're getting a little off topic. We're almost to 15 minutes of video. I'm sorry. Now we're after 15 minutes of video. So I'm going to stop there. But point is, I care. I want to deliver consequences for when expectations are not met. I don't mind getting lambasted by parents, because ultimately my job is to prepare your child for a future that you should be as equally motivated to send them out into. So we'll see what becomes of it. I'll talk to you in the morning.